Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Josh Hodgson, Senior Channel Manager at Baldwin Hardware. Thank you for joining us, Josh.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You've got some interesting new techie products on the market and coming to market in terms of door hardware, as one would expect. Give us a little overview of what Baldwin is doing in this space when it comes to bringing technology to some of the great door hardware it's been known for.
Yeah, so what I'd like to talk about first is our Baldwin Evolved product. That's a product we launched back in 2017, and it is a Bluetooth technology. And what's nice about it is that, a lot of locks on the market today, they look, electronic locks, they look like an electronic lock. There's not a lot of style there. And so really taking a page from Baldwin and our legacy and our history, we've combined the keyless entry, but you also very much have a beautiful lock, a beautiful style. And so where Evolved comes in is we've got 19 different styles and 17 finishes, so you really can kind of create that unique look that you're looking for from a finish and style perspective, but it also comes with the keyless entry technology. And so the way it works is it's Bluetooth driven, and so you pair the lock with your phone. So you download an app onto your phone, and you'll pair it with your device, and it's proximity based. So once you're within proximity, it will detect your phone. And so you don't need to have the phone out or anything like that. As long as the app is running on your phone in the background, you can keep the phone in a backpack or a purse or a back pocket, but it will detect you via Bluetooth, and all you do is you touch the lock to unlock or lock. So its features are touch to open Bluetooth technology. And it's really convenient where you don't have to fumble with a phone or fumble with a key. Essentially, you just touch it to, lock or unlock the lock.
And it works with any smartphone, basically?
Yeah, so it works with iOS or Android, and I kind of joke with my daughter because she's of age now where she's walking home, and we got her a phone so we can track her, and she thinks she got a phone, but I really told her she got a tracking device so I can keep track of her. But what's nice about it is that if you pair the Baldwin Evolved lock with a Kilo Plus unit, you can remotely lock and unlock, and you can also receive alerts. So when she gets home, it'll send me an alert. I'm at work, and I'll know that she got home. So it'll send alerts, notifications, so you can kind of check and see who's coming and going. And then also, let's say if you had like a maid or like a dog walker, you wanted to give someone else access, you could do that as well, and then set permissions in terms of when they were available to have access to your home.
And of course, being Baldwin, you've paid a lot of attention to design, including the size of this on the inside. Very often with some of these newer locks, the smart locks, you wind up with a pretty big unit on the inside of the door.
That is true. I mean, that's something we always strive for, where I think, you spend so much time with the aesthetic on the exterior, you want to make sure that on the inside you don't have this big kind of bulky unit as well. So spent a lot of time reducing the footprint there, and I'm pretty happy with the size. It's always an area that we want to improve on, but what's nice about it is within the aesthetic on the exterior or the interior of your home, there's a traditional, contemporary, or a rustic design there. So it's not techie looking. It's much more, I would say, in line with the aesthetic of the rest of your hardware, and still looks like a decorative piece on the interior.
Also new for you is the Baldwin touchscreen. Tell us about that, what the differences are here. Obviously, it's got a touch screen.
Yeah. So that launched August of 2019, so it's been on the market for just a few months. The main difference, I would say, between Baldwin Touchscreen and Baldwin Evolved is that Evolved is Bluetooth. And so in order to connect and have remote locking, you do need a bridge that sits between the Baldwin Evolved lock and your Wi-Fi router. The advantage there is that you don't need essentially any other smart home system. So out of the box, it will work. And then if you want to add that remote locking, you need that bridge. That's for Baldwin Evolved. The nice thing about touchscreen is that it'll talk to a larger smart home system. So it really depends on what the preference is for the consumer, whether they out of the box want something that's going to work that doesn't rely on a smart home system. With Baldwin touchscreen, it is a touchscreen, so similar to the technology that's in the smartphones today. You've got a touchscreen interface. and it has up to 16 user codes for our standalone version or 30 user codes for a Z-Wave. And what's nice about it, it does offer one-touch locking. There is something we call secure screen technology that essentially randomizes 2 digits before you enter your code. That way it increases security and no one can examine the fingerprints on the touchscreen to figure out what your code is. And that's something that can be also disabled if you choose to. But it is available with Z-Wave technology, and what that means is essentially you can have it talk to a larger smart home system. So there is the ability, for example, if you were to have it connect to like a Samsung SmartThings, and that will allow you to have remote locking, unlocking. You can add user codes and really gain all the benefits of keyless entry when you combine Baldwin touchscreen with a smart home system.
Yeah, and it can work with Amazon's smart speakers too, right?
It can, yeah. So there's coordination there, or with Amazon Alexa. That is correct.
What about installation on these products? Is this a daunting task for consumers, or tell us what the process is like?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty straightforward. It's fairly simple. So both the Baldwin Evolved and the Baldwin touchscreen, they utilize standard door preparation. So typically residential door preparation, 5.5 inches center to center for the boreholes, standard door prep. You can retrofit this. I will say it is important to make sure that the jamb alignment where the latch is, like the deadbolt is thrown into the jamb, is straight or is proper. Over time, that can change, and you get to a scenario where you may try to install this. So you just want to make sure that the prep is correct. But for the most part, I would say, in terms of, you got a Phillips screwdriver, and if you've got roughly 15, 20 minutes of time, you can retrofit this to an existing door prep, or of course, if you have a brand new door, then that works as well.
And these are battery operated?
They are. So they take 4 AA batteries, and normal usage, I would say 8 to 12 months, depending on, how often you're coming and going and using the door. But yeah, 4 AA batteries, pretty easy. In terms of having access to the batteries, I know some smart locks on the market today, you've got to remove some screws to get access. It's pretty straightforward. You can, remove the plastic interior, and you'll have access to the 4 AA batteries. And of course, if there's additional security concerns, there is a way to restrict that where you can add a screw that essentially you have to uninstall before you have access to the battery.
Tell us about pricing and availability.
So both units are available today. Right now, the Baldwin Evolved unit is a list price of roughly $530, and the Baldwin touchscreen is also at that same price, $530 list price, and they're available today. The one thing I wanted to point out as far as the Baldwin touchscreen product is similar to Evolved, really taking I would say a page out of Baldwin's history with the style is we're combining, again, the benefits of keyless entry with the Z-Wave technology, but also from a style standpoint, it still very much looks like a beautiful piece of hardware, very much a statement piece for your front door. So whether, traditional, contemporary, or rustic, we've got the style that kind of matches the exterior aesthetic of the home. And then, of course, we've got it available in 17 different beautiful Baldwin finishes. So really, you can kind of create that very unique look, whether it's a polished brass or a silver tone or a dark tone finish that you're interested in.
Terrific. And for more information, the best site to go to is baldwinhardware.com. Josh Hodgson, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you very much.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C-Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C-Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C-Crane.